Oh yeah, it's been a while. This one's a little bit different. I think it's what goes on in my head when I'm alone. And I'm just going to talk. I've got no structure. I've got no script. I didn't even know if I was going to do it, this video. But my God, am I fucking alone? And I don't know what to do about it. So I went away beginning of August, first time ever on my own. I'll say on my own. It was with a group of people. I suppose my voice was validated. It was everything, I suppose, that you have when you're in a social group with people of like mind, or you're all, I don't know if like mind, but we were all there for the same reason. So we all had something in common. And one of the things my therapist has said to me is, I need to get myself out. I need to get myself out. I need to meet people. And I'm in the car all day and I meet people all day and I thrive on conversations, but they're not, well, some of the conversations can be quite deep. They're very quick and done. You know, I can meet 20, 30 people in a day. But the weekend I went away, I met people and we spent more time together, and it made me feel really good. And then on the back of that, I wasn't expecting to ever meet anybody again, as in a woman. And I met someone who we got on really well, and she made the suggestion that we could stay in contact and we go out again. And we did. We went out. The plans that I'm not going to go into all the details, but the plans that we had for what we were going to do changed. Sorry, I'm doing this in my car and people keep walking past, and thought I'd picked a road where there was no one around. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to meet anyone, and we went out, and I've lost trust in and faith in people so much over the last few years. So for me to do that was huge. And again, I'm not going to go into details, but it's not gone anywhere. And I don't blame her or me specifically. I think she wasn't in the right place, which is fine. But that's been a few weeks now, and I've retreated back into my own head, and I've kept going to my support group, my Andy's Man Club and stuff like that. Oh, I don't know what I'm fucking saying. The more I spend away from people, more time I spend away from people, the more in my own head I get, the more lonely I get, the less, I don't like to say validation I feel of myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I start to, I lose sense that I have value. And that I've stopped doing the videos because it's been a month and a half. Because no one's going to want to listen. No one's going to want to listen to me. I mean, look at me. I'm a nearly 50-year-old old man who's got nothing. So what have I got to say? Who's going to want to listen to me? And the more I'm on my own, the more those thoughts percolate up. And I'll go to Andy's Man Club tonight, and I start to say stuff, and what happens is I get all I start using humour. So I'll start saying something about how I feel alone, or I feel a sense of loneliness, and then I'll start talking about, like, I've tried a dating app, and I'll pivot and say something about how the only people that like me on them are big fat munters, you know. And I'm not trying to disparage anyone, but and everyone laughs at it, and it's my way of sort of, like, I suppose, diverting from the fact that I feel incredibly alone and I feel really alienated with dating apps, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to navigate that world. You know, I didn't grow up in that world. I've never been somebody that's dated a lot. Can you tell? Hey, there you go. You know, and I've only ever had 2 serious relationships in my life. So I don't, you know, it's hard to navigate that. So rather than, I suppose, face it, I just use some ridiculous comment and try and, you know, drive the conversation somewhere else, and everyone just laughs, and we move on to the pass the ball on, and we end up move on to the next person. But it doesn't get to the core of it that, you know, I have nothing outside of my kids. You know, I've just had my kids at the weekend, and it's been amazing. I miss them so much. And I don't miss, like, the big things, you know, the big holidays and stuff like that. I miss the little things. I miss the mess. I miss tripping over the shoes in the middle of the floor. I miss the T-shirts just laid around. I miss the rubbish. I just miss the daily stuff. And I realise that when I don't have them, I do nothing else. I just work. I worked last week. I worked from the Monday when the kids went back to school right the way through to last Friday. I didn't have any time off because I have nothing else to do with my time. I have no hobbies. I have no idea who I am because, you know, we're so caught up in, you know, the world of, like, oh God, the camera's gone all wonky. I don't know how long I've been talking now either. My time has stopped. We get so caught up in the world, you know, of what do you do? And we talk about our jobs and whatever. But then when all of that's taken away, when I'm no longer husband and I'm no longer permanent dad in the house, and I'm no longer the retail manager for 30 years, I'm sat again, I have no idea who I am anymore. I just don't know. And arguably, I've got more time on my... In theory, you go, well, I've got more time to discover all of that than I've ever had before. But then I'm on my own. So I can't afford to do hardly anything because all I do is work so I can keep my head above water and pay the bills and try and clear some debts. So I'm just in this cycle of I get up, go to work, go to bed. And I know there's going to be millions of people out there going, oh, we're the same. But that doesn't mean it's right. And, oh, he's so hard done by. And this is again, I suppose my internal monologue is, no one's going to want to listen to you because they're just going to hear some middle-aged white man moaning. But this is not what we were promised when we were growing up. It was supposed to be, you go to school, you get a job, you meet someone, you work hard, and you and then in later life you're all right. You've got your house and everything. I've got nothing. You know, people go, oh, you've got your kids. I've got my kids, and I wouldn't be without them. But I have nothing. I rent a flat that they keep bumping the rent up year after year after year. I have thousands and thousands of pounds of debt. I'm literally at a dead end, on a dead end road. I just can't just record a fucking video. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm a middle-aged man and I'm alone and sad. Okay, you and everyone else, Paul. I'm trying so hard. I'm just trying so hard to rebuild it, and I don't know if I can do it on my own. But I don't no idea how to I have no idea how to get that feeling back of what I had in August, and when I was seen. Do you know that's what it is? It's that we want to be seen. I want to be seen by people. I want to be seen by a woman. I want to feel like I actually have some worth. I don't want to feel just like a drone in the machine of fucking society that's working me into the ground until the day I die. I just want to be seen. Because I remember like when we were away and I was like, it was amazing talking to people, and we all had our own experiences. And I remember saying to Kate, you know, we were talking about the YouTube and that, and I said, I feel like I have something to say. I feel like I have something to contribute, and maybe, you know, other people will see it and maybe feel that, you know, that if I can get through the stuff that I've got through, that they've got that in them as well. But then as the months have gone on, I just feel more and more and more alone. And that feeling from then just feels like a lifetime ago. And it almost feels like it's not real. It feels like it didn't happen. And I don't know how to get that back, because, you know, that weekend was cost me £500. You know, I can't just find £500 and, you know, £100 here. You know, it's I'm so alone sometimes. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to... Because I don't go to pubs. I don't go to snooker halls. I don't go to the Legion. I don't go playing darts. I don't play golf. I don't do anything like that. And I don't know how to... I know I've got therapy next week, and I know she's going to be like, have you done anything? Have you joined a running club yet? Or have you done this? Have you done that? And it'd be like, no. I've just worked for 60, 70 hours a week to try and just keep myself above water. And I know so many other people are in the same position or worse. But that does... Just... This is something I read in a book. I can't remember the exact phrase. I'll butcher it. I know I will. But it was... You know, there will always be somebody worse off than you. Always, no matter where, you know, where we are in the world, there'll always be somebody in a worse position. But that doesn't negate the feelings I have in the position that I'm in now. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how to change it right now. Maybe the start is to get back to doing some content like this and just connecting again, trying to connect, in whether that's through comments or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, look, I told you this was going to go. I want to try and get this down to about 10 minutes. It's not too long. And but yeah, I just wanted to sort of, suppose, get a little bit in there. I don't even know if I've really covered the subject that I wanted to about what it's like in my head when I'm alone. I think it comes back to that feeling heard and feeling like you have some value, and the things that you might talk about or when you contribute to a conversation might actually have value in that. But that only comes through from people and having connections, and I have no connections. And I realise the more I'm alone, how much I need that. I need those connections. I need people around. But then I make excuses and go, oh, I don't know if I could fit people into my life. Well, do you know what? If it was valuable, then I would, wouldn't I? We all would. But it's how to meet people. And you know what? It's when you put yourself out there. I'm going off on one again, aren't I? When you put yourself out there and you feel like you just get hurt. So it's easier just to look inwards and go, well, do you know what? If you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to get hurt, are you? Because you're not going to hurt yourself. But then we do. We talk to ourselves worse than we talk to any of our friends, don't we? If we're really honest with ourselves. You'd never say the things to your best mate that you say to yourself, would you? Be that in your head or in the mirror. Anyway, I'm going to leave it for there, otherwise I'm going to go on for hours. There'll be something else coming up. I'm going to try, I think I've said this before, I'm going to do it every week, but I'm going to leave it there. It'd be great to sort of connect in comments if anyone else is feeling similar sort of things. Even though we're sort of on our own sometimes, it's important to know that we're not alone in the way we feel. I'll see you soon.